What is going down, people? I am pumped to be back today. It's been a couple months and we've been back in the interviews. I'm ready to get back into it, and I thought, what a perfect way to do it with BKFC's own son, Mr. Jordan HAYES-HAYMAKER Christensen. What is going on, my brother?
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Dude, listen, we were just talking about it before you got into the show. I know you got a very busy life, and I know everything's popping with you being a dad, a coach, and a fighter all at the same time. And honestly, bro, which one do you think's the toughest out of all of them that you do? Man of many hats,
Oh my goodness, it's got to be being a dad. That's
bro.
got to be the toughest and the most rewarding, but it goes by so fast. So you gotta take advantage of it while you got the opportunity.
If you don't mind me asking, how many kids do you have?
Three.
Three. What's the oldest and youngest?
I got a 17, 10, and 9.
Brother,
Yeah.
brother, you're busy man, very busy man. Those are busy ages, brother. That's That's everywhere too, and that's all different type of emotions and just different stages in life, bro. That is you're the man, Jordan. Let's just say that, bro. But before we get into like different stages of life, bro, that's kind of where I want to start with you, man. Like, I really appreciate you coming on today and giving me some of your time. I looked into a lot of your history. I didn't know that you did MMA as well before you got into BKFC, and you were kind of giving me a little bit of the backstory before we got started on the show. So, like, I guess my first question would be, bro, like, did you wrestle or do any boxing or MMA growing up, or was it you into sports or?
No, I was just a kid that grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, and ever since I came out the womb, I mean, anybody was getting in a fight, I wanted to be a part of it. So, I mean, if my friend was getting in a fight, I was gonna fight for him. So I was just that type of person, and I had a big mouth, so I had to back that up too. So that's how I got into fighting. And I just I had a ton of fights before I ever learned how to fight. So
That's a really good way to put it. But like, what area did you grow up in, and what was it really like?
I grew up in Washington State, and just both my parents. Were not around and doing their own thing, and so I had to leave home at an early age, and just survive out there, with the worst of the worst sometimes,
Yeah.
but yeah, I made it through, and I feel like that all prepared me for what I'm doing now.
Hey, Mob Deep said it best, brother. Sometimes only the strong survive. It's
And that's
a
fair.
fucking hell of a world, bro. Um,
100%.
so like, kind of going into that, did you watch UFC or boxing or anything growing up, or were you just kind of one of them kids that was just getting down?
I was just a guy that just fought a lot, and I never even watched it when I was a little kid. None of that. I even when they started, a lot of my friends would be like, "Go fight for the UFC." When I was like 20, I had my own company at the time, framing houses, building houses and stuff, and
Oh,
I
that's sick.
was running crews, and I was like, man, I make more money than those guys, and I'm fighting every week in the bar for free. So, you know,
And at the
so
end of
I
the day,
didn't
you
do
end up
it.
paying because you got the tab now. You might go to jail. They got to bail out. You're like, what the fuck
Exactly.
was that?
Yeah. So I made a lot of mistakes, trust me, but eventually found my way over to the
So,
sport.
so how did you find your like? How did you get to the first gym, and how old were you when you got to the first gym to start training MMA?
I was 27 when I first started training. I had already,
Wow.
I had made, like I said, I made a lot of mistakes, and I was at rock bottom in life. And I just said, what am I going to do with my life? I said, you know what? I'm going to move to Las Vegas. I'm going to go go find a gym out there in the fight capital of the world, and I'm going to become a fighter and see where it takes me. And so I I moved out there. I've been in Vegas for 14 years now.
So what
So
you went out
started
there like? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
started when I was 27. I'm 41 now, still fighting.
So what's that? 14. So what's 2013?
Yeah, 2012 is when I first came out
2012.
here. Yeah,
Did
yeah.
did you go to Extreme Couture from the jump, or what was there another gym?
No, the first gym I went to was Tap Out.
Old
Um,
school,
act,
baby.
And actually, I tried out every single gym in Vegas before I picked one. I ended up picking Tap Out because all the coaches in the MMA game were like, I was like, I'm ready to fight today. And they're like, it's gonna take you some time. You
Yeah.
gotta train. I'm like, oh hell no. I gotta go to a gym that's gonna let me fight. So actually one of my coaches that's at Extreme Couture now was at Tap Out at the time. And he's like, yeah, we'll see what you got. And so that's where I went.
What weight class did you start out at?
I started out at 170. Yeah.
170. Okay, so what were
Yeah.
you do you remember your first weight cut and like did you like it? Were you like what the fuck is this? Was it bad for you?
Oh, I did my weight cuts horribly to start out with.
Oh, dude.
I straight up imagined that I was, some Ethiopian kid out in Africa. I'm dying. The heat. I'm like, if they can take it, I'll take it. And I just
Yeah.
sweated it out tough. But yeah, it was like 20-pound weight cut my first time, and it was like 1 day weight cut. So I did that a few times before I finally figured out how to cut weight.
I feel like we all go through that journey, man. I feel like when I first did it, my first fight was at 172, which is crazy you said that, and I was 193, and I was like, "That shouldn't be bad. I should just be a couple sauna suit runs, huh?" And then I figured
Yeah,
out, no, because I'm not eating the greatest either to help the results of it. So my body's just crashing every day, and I'm like, I feel like I'm gaining weight, and then you just your
well,
body, dude. People don't understand. The headaches are crazy. Your stomach is cramping. You feel so tired, bro. You like the amount of tiredness you feel, you can't even like fathom how exhausted you are.
yeah. You gotta, you gotta figure out how to do it right because that stuff wears on you when you do it
Dude,
wrong over and over.
dude,
It can only take so many times.
bro, especially in MMA. Uh, do you
So
do you remember from when you first joined the gym? So when you had your first fight, how long it was? Like, so when you joined the tap out, after that, how much later did you have your first
it
amateur
was,
fight?
it was, it was 13 months.
Oh,
I
so they made you train.
Yeah, well, once I got in there and started training, I realized how much I needed it.
Oh,
You
dude.
know, my first day before I trained, I was like, "Oh, I'm ready to fight." I've been in so many fights, but once like, I was in very good shape when I first joined the gym, ready to fight.
Yeah.
But I was like, I went with this kid that was like 150 pounds. I was like, I'll break this kid in half.
Yeah.
I was picking him up all the way up in the air, and he was arm barring me and triangling me in the air. I'm like, "Ah!" I'm like, holy shit. I went home after my first training. I'm like, I got a lot to learn.
Dude.
And then it was on.
Dude, it's the most humbling thing ever. I remember I was like that too. I got out of football and I was like, well, I played football. I got in little altercations in there and like out of school. I should be nothing, no worries. Dude, I got my punched in the nose and I was like, what the fuck is this?
This is a new experience.
Man, bro, it is a different life. On top of just getting leg kicked for the first time. Just remember,
For
just getting
sure.
that initial leg kick and just being like, my thigh doesn't work no more. What the fuck was
Yeah,
that?
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
bro, it's fucked. And like you
I
said
had
too,
a
you're thinking you're gonna strangle. Go ahead.
I had a guy, a coach when I first started, this guy that had been knife fights, gun fights, everything. He told me, stand in front of the class, he leg kicked me. He's like, just sit there, stand there.
Oh,
He kicked me uh in the thigh right here and dead legged me. I wasn't walking right
uh,
for 2 weeks. I was like, that's not good coaching. That's
no, man.
terrible.
Dude, it
He
almost feels
was,
like there's a dent in your leg. Like you almost feel like it's never gonna come back.
yeah,
Hey,
nah,
what an asshole of a coach though, man. Just
yeah, he
dead
was.
leg you.
Yeah, they weren't. Coaches are a lot nicer nowadays than they were
Man,
back
dude.
then.
I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine, bro.
We go too
Uh
easy on these guys nowadays.
Yeah. Jordan, do you remember your first fight? How did it go? How was your first amateur fight ever?
My first amateur fight, I did win, but the as soon as I got in there, all my training went out the window. I was street fighting
Oh
again.
man, I
So
get it.
Yeah, so it was just crazy because it's like, man, I trained 13 months straight and didn't use a damn thing of it. I was just street fighting out there.
Do you remember like
Yeah.
do you remember being more tired than you thought, or do you remember like your arms being heavier, or your legs like did the walkout fuck with you? Like, do you remember anything about it?
Yeah, I remember it, but yeah, at the time I didn't remember none of it.
Oh, dude.
I've watched the fight back a million times, so now I can remember every second of it. But yeah, during the time I was like, man, what happened? I don't remember.
Yeah.
You know, just such a rush.
It
You know,
is.
but now I've learned to control my emotions and ignore the crowd, get in the zone, and fight my fight.
Do you remember like did your fight end in the first round?
Which one?
Your first one ever.
Oh, the first one ever? No, it went to decision.
So, do you remember what your emotions were like? Because I'll be honest, the first time I went and sat down in the corner and had to get back up, I was like, "Oh shit, there is two more rounds." Like, do you remember having
Yeah.
that feeling of like, "What
Oh,
the fuck?"
100%. I was like, man, oh
Yeah,
crap.
yeah,
We're breathing hard already.
yeah. It makes no
But
sense, man. Because in sparring, you'll go 10 rounds in a session, and then lift weights afterwards and run, and you're like, "I'm fine back then." What the? It's just the
yeah,
nerves. I think sometimes, man.
100%. Yeah, nerves, not relaxing, not breathing right while you're punching, not breathing right while you're getting punched, right? So all those things come into factor.
Did your friends and family show up for your first fight? Do you remember there was a lot of people
Yeah,
there?
every like my whole like I was part of a church, a
Oh,
community,
that's sick.
and the whole church showed up. I had like 100
Oh,
people
that's
out there
sick. That's
screaming for me.
sick.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like probably more people than I ever had come before, but it was super good.
Imagine just a bunch of
Yeah,
church, a whole church is
because
screaming.
the church group was like, you know, all of a sudden they got women coming around the card girls and all this
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
drinking and people saying punch him in the face, kick him in the dick.
yeah,
So that was the last time they came, but they did come to
yeah.
one. I got them to one.
I bet. I
Yeah,
bet. And there's so
yeah,
many fights on the card too, before and after. So they're seeing other dudes go, and you're like, Jesus Christ, is Jordan really
yeah.
about to do
What's
this?
this? Yeah, brother in Christ.
Yeah, brother in Christ.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
That's so crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Do you remember how many amateur fights you had?
I had 13.
13
Yeah,
amateur. Okay, so one of the more guys I talked to about this, I always felt like, because I have 7, and I always felt like I needed to have like 4 or 5 and then like go figure it out. And it just
yeah,
never really, I don't know, man. Like, I was like, everybody I talk to that does this professionally or for a living, man, it's at least 10.
yeah. Well, lately it's less and less,
That's
but
what's crazy.
um yeah, I wish I would have fought another amateur fight because actually when I decided to go pro, I had 3 titles. I had the King of the Cage, the WFC, and the Tough Enough title. And I was like in amateurs, and I'm like, I'm ready to go pro. But then when I went pro, it took me a whole year to get a fight. And then it took
Oh,
me, and then I had to take the fight on 5 days' notice. So all the good work that I had done in amateur by building myself up, by calming down in the fight, by ignoring the crowd and all that, it got taken away by I had fought all my fights in Vegas. So now I had to travel
good point.
after a year of not being in the cage and getting in front of a crowd, which I have crowd anxiety.
Same.
So it was not good. And then I got raw and then I won the fight and the guy everybody in the building thought I won and then they gave the fight to the other guy. So it was like just so many
Ah,
things go bad on your first pro fight. It's
yeah.
like, man, that just set me on a bad course, you know? And I had to work my way up. I got set on a bad course and then I lost the next 2 fights. So I was 0-3 as a pro starting out. And now I've won 4 in a row, all by finish. So I think I could have, beat everybody I fought though. So it's kind of like I just fucked up mentally.
bro. Yeah,
Mentally, it can mess with your mind.
because
So
that momentum is fucking insane, dude. And
100%.
that first record means a lot. Starting out 1 or 2-0 versus 0-2. Promoters look at you different. People look at you different, and you feel yourself a little different. And then you got
100%. You
yeah,
start to question yourself. And then when you got doubt, every time you go in a fight, you got to get over that doubt because you can't access all your skills if you're doubting yourself all the time. Right? Like
did
John Danaher said, you can have all the money in the bank that you need, but if you don't got a bank card to access it, you ain't getting into it. And that's the same way our mind works. Our mind, if we're not confident, we're not going to be able to access those skills that we have. So
it's such a mental fucking game, dude. It's such a
100%.
you know what I mean? Like people
It's a
don't
rush. It's a
man, it's a
rush, and
rush.
you gotta think through a lot of emotion. You gotta, I say it like this sometime. If you ever done acid or shrooms or
Yeah.
something, you know, you just gotta go with the flow. You gotta go with the ride, brother. You're gonna have a ton of emotions. You gotta just take those in and go, brother. Have a good time.
It'll
you
all in
know,
one day. Just let it
it's
happen.
gonna,
Just let
it's
it
all gonna pass. Stay calm.
That's a fucking great way to look at it, bro. Did
Yeah.
did you fight 170 pro too?
I fought yeah, I did fight 170 pro. Yeah. I fought at 85, 75. I fought 85, 75, 70, 65, and 55 for pro.
What was 50? How was 55 for the weight cut for you?
It's tough. Tough.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I've made that weight twice. But I missed once, so
Only but what's the lowest you've done since you've been in the bare knuckle, the lowest weight?
55.
55 too? Man, that's
So
so
for
brutal.
bare knuckle I fought 55, 65, and 75.
Yeah, and you've had, I think, 10 fights, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, so how did before we transition into bare knuckle, what did you do any bare knuckle while you were doing MMA or boxing or anything or Muay Thai or kickboxing, or were you strictly just doing MMA?
I was just doing MMA. But
Just doing MMA?
I I had a boxing coach I was working with for like 7 years before
Yeah.
prior to that. Not I haven't been working with him for 7 years now,
Mhm.
but 7 years my beginning of my career I worked boxing big time, and I had a boxing coach that helped me out a lot. So I was just confident in my boxing, but the thing is, you could think you can do all the things in the world, but if you ain't training it, you ain't gonna perform like you want. It's not that I didn't. The my first fight was on 5 days' notice. I
Crazy.
did well. I was winning the fight, but every time I got hit, I got cut, and they ended up stopping the fight because my lip got split down to my chin.
Ah.
Yeah, in the second round, and I basically the guy basically I think of it like he did surgery on my face. I left with cuts on both eyes, and my lips split down, and my forehead split open. I had
Oh.
stitches in my eyes, stitches in my forehead, stitches in my mouth,
Yeah.
and that made me a lot better because I never wanted to get hit again.
Yeah, bro,
you
bro,
know,
bro.
so
But did this get how was the recovery process from you getting stitches? Did the stitches bother you, or like is it just part of the game?
it hurt. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
a cut on the face heals in 7 days,
which is
and then
crazy.
you could spar again in 7 more days. 14
Yeah,
days cut on the face is done. You know,
yeah,
so the transition from MMA to bare knuckle just pays more. It's less time in the ring. It's honestly, in my mind, you only got 10 minutes to finish a guy. That's hard, but you only got 10 minutes to survive too. So, I mean, like it's 10 minutes of your life. with
Yeah.
with 1 minute breaks in between 2 minute rounds. Yeah, you get tired. Don't get me wrong. When you're going
Oh, dude.
when you got to finish a guy in 2 minutes, you have to work hard, and you got to take chances too, because um, there's just not enough time to mess around like MMA. You can kind of, like, finished my last 4 fights in MMA. There's plenty of time in the rounds to finish a guy in MMA, but in
Hmm.
bare knuckle, it's just you got to be going after it, or you're not gonna get the finish.
And it's such a burst, man. Like everything about it is different. The ring is smaller. When you line, I mean, you're lining up a foot from the guy. And MMA, I
Yeah,
mean, you're damn near 15 fucking feet, depending on how big the fucking octagon is.
100%,
You know what I
100%.
mean? It's
You
just a
got that time
crash.
to come. You got that time to come in and think about what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Versus when you get lined up in bare knuckle, it's like you better be ready to go.
Yeah,
So
bro. So like, so like, how did you transition to bare knuckle? Did you want to? Because your first fight was in 2021 in Montana. So
yeah,
what made you like want to do it? Were you like fuck it because the money, or fuck it because it's different? Like what initially made you want to? Because I'll be honest with you, Jordan, I don't know if I could ever do it.
yeah. To be honest with you, I always wanted to do bare knuckle MMA game bred.
Oh, game
You
bred
know,
shit.
because look, I come from the streets. I fought my whole life. I just always thought, like, if there's no rules, that's closer to where I'm from. You know,
Hmm.
but you know, bare knuckle has given me all the opportunities, and I love their organization. I want to go out here, make a statement on my next fight, really make a statement and get paid more money. I'm all about getting paid. That's why I'm here, and I love it. I enjoy it. I love the rush. I don't want to work a 9 to 5 job where I'm sitting behind a desk and just being like going through the motions of life. I like to prepare for the fight and go out there and execute and push myself to the limit. Right?
Do you feel like you can get more fights in bare knuckle than MMA? Like I feel like guys are more active. It doesn't seem like it because you're fighting bare knuckles, but I feel like guys can get in there a lot more because it's not as much to train for, like injury wise. Like you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like you're just focused on boxing, where jujitsu, MMA, wrestling, Muay Thai, kickboxing, it's just so fucking much, bro.
yeah. I tell you what. For me, I'm pretty durable. Other guys, it just all depends on because I've seen guys you know get get their hands broke, like every time.
Oh man,
Every time they get in a fight, their hand breaks.
yeah.
Every time they get in a fight, they don't know how to block. So, like, people's teeth are getting knocked out, people's eye
Oh,
sockets are
bro.
getting busted every show.
Hmm.
So it's like, if you don't know how to if you don't know how to fight, if you don't know how to block and defend yourself, you're gonna get hurt badly, right? It's
Bad.
not, and that's what they want to see. They want to see hit for hit, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to hit and not get hit.
Facts, facts, facts. Hey, the more you do that, the more money you can make too. So it's like
100%.
it's such a give and take, bro. And
Yeah, they want to see finishes. I've done
yeah.
very well on I've done very well. I got a knockout of the night, but I done very well on not getting hit.
Hmm.
I've gotten robbed for some fights, I believe, because I didn't do enough, but I've went out and after that first fight, I've rarely I got like they say it's like 10%. I get hit like 10% of the time when
Oh,
when I'm
that's
fighting.
crazy.
Yeah. So I got very good defense. I just got to go out there and start finishing guys, which I've been working very hard. It's been a year since I've been in the bare knuckle cage, but I think something's coming up real quick here. So hopefully I'll be able to talk about something soon.
Dude, I cannot wait to see you back in there, bro. And it's been fucking dope to see like, bro, I remember back when I first started watching bare knuckle when they were in fucking Wyoming and there was 25 people in the crowd with no sponsors. And my friends would be like, "Why the fuck are you watching this?" And I would be like, "Bro, there would be like 6 fights on the card, Jordan. That was it." And if you were watching
Yeah.
BKFC, people were like, "You fucking psychopath." Now, like Conor McGregor's in it. There's 37 sponsors in the fucking floor. There's Knuckle Manias. There's like there's like three to four fights a month, it feels like, bro. Like it's crazy to see the
Yeah.
growth of the sport. And for a guy like you, I mean, you've had 10 fights since 2021 in bare knuckle, bro.
And I would have more if they would have gave me more fights.
Fucking crazy.
I was trying to fight a lot more. But yeah, when I first started, Extreme Couture, one of the biggest gyms in the world,
Massive.
they were like, fucking, you're doing bare knuckle. We do MMA around here. Fucking go to a boxing gym. I'm like, dude, come on, bro. I've been here for 12 years. Give me a break. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, I need help. So they were kind of like just like turning their nose up at me. But now everybody supports it in the gym. There's like multiple guys fighting for BKFC. I got two guys training at our gym, right? Or no, three guys, three or four guys all fighting at BKFC that are training at our gym. And if you need boxing BKFC rounds, people are obliged to give it to you now, and coaches are trying to help now. It's way better.
Do you remember but I got a couple more questions for you, Jordan. I know you're a busy man, my brother. Probably got you for 5 to 10 more minutes. I appreciate you, dog, for giving me your time today.
All good. I
Do
appreciate
you,
you.
bro? Always. Do you remember were you nervous, or what was the main difference that you felt for the first BKFC, the first bare knuckle fight compared to MMA?
I was definitely nervous, but honestly, I went in there just kind of just didn't know what I was getting into.
How long did you
Right.
train for it? How long was the training camp for that fight?
Well, the first fight was 5 days notice. I had
For
no
bare knuckle too?
yeah for bare knuckle,
Oh
yeah,
my
too.
god,
Yeah,
bro.
my first fight for bare knuckle was 5 days notice.
That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. So like you had no there's no like getting your hands ready. There's no like technical sparring. You're like you said, the blocking. I bet the blocking and the way you have to hold your hands is completely
Yeah,
different.
different. Yeah, yeah. You gotta be ready for boxing, right? But yeah. Uh I only had 5 days notice. I had no idea what I was getting into. I had never even
Bro,
seen my opponent, or I'd never seen the organization before.
that's crazy.
Yeah, but that's the kind of person I am. I've always been that way. I'm not a guy that watches other people do shit a lot. I mean, I will for studying. I want to do it myself, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I like baseball, but I ain't gonna watch it on TV. I'll go play it. You know, soccer,
Yeah.
all that stuff. You know, I
Yeah.
like to play sports, but I ain't gonna be watching other people play them on TV.
Yeah.
So that's where I've always been. But I do watch fighting just now a lot more because obviously it helps you get better and use it.
It is kind of crazy how many guys I've talked to that don't watch fighting at all.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like guys that are in the UFC that I've spoken with, the guys that just are bare knuckle fighters, boxers, more people like more than less of them don't even watch fighting, and it's kind of
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Especially if you're in there every day fighting, it's
Oh,
like,
dude,
all right, now go home, let's watch it.
yeah, because you're
But
sparring in the gym. Go ahead.
that's all you think about. That's all you do.
Yeah,
I don't watch any other sports now. Fighting just consumes my life, and but I do watch it now just for that for getting better purposes and also entertainment. But yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say, but I don't
no, no, no,
know.
you're fine. No, you're fine, bro. I got a couple more questions about BKFC. I was gonna ask you though, real quick before I do that. What do you do to like take your brain off? Like, do you have like a hobby or something that you do where you're like, it's this, it's might be something weird or something that you do to like just turn off?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I don't watch. That's when I don't watch fighting is right before I have a fight. I don't watch fighting.
Ah.
I don't watch movies about fights before I have a fight. I don't. I watch some comedy. I watch
Yeah.
anything that has nothing to do with anything violent.
Yeah.
You know, I try and I do that because I don't want my I I I've heard put this way before. You got a ton of different emotions. You got a fighter emotion, you got a comedian, you got
Mhm.
you got a father, loving father, you got husband, you got a ton of different things in your life that uh you represent. But if you're always going around representing that fighter mentality, that fighter emotion will burn out, right? It will get stressed out. So I'm a kind of guy that's always been ready to go 0 to 100 real quick, you know. So I know whenever a fight happens that I'll be ready to fight, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be stuck in that emotion for too long because I need to save that for the time that I need it.
Man, I've never looked at it like that, bro. I mean, that makes so much sense, man. Like genuinely, I've never really thought about that. Like if you're just on RPMs or just 10 all day, like for eventually that shit's gonna burn out.
That's gonna burn out. Yeah, you can't hold
Yeah,
on to
man.
that, and you're gonna be like, "What the hell's wrong with me?" You know,
Yeah.
there's really nothing wrong with you. You gotta exercise more
Unwind.
emotions. You're not one emotion, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I
So
think that's why it's crazy for me to hear that you're a father, a husband, a coach, a friend, like sparring partner, and a fighter. So like you're a different guy every like 4 hours of the day. You know what I
100%,
mean? Like you can't go
right?
home and just hold all that aggression from sparring.
Yeah. No, neither do I want to. I don't want to be a guy
Yeah.
that's always pissed off, and not
Yeah.
that I'm, pissed off when I'm fighting, but I'm mostly I'm not pissed off when I fight. I'm mostly just emotionless. That's what I would express it
That's
mostly
a
like. I
that's a
I,
great way
I
to
honestly know there's emotions going through there, but
mhm.
I'm mostly emotionless
I'll be
when
honest with
I'm
you, Jordan,
when
I'm more ready to get it over with, bro.
yeah.
I'm so ready to get it over with. Like I like and then when I'm done, I'm like, "Damn, I wanna go through that shit again." You know what I mean? I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?" Like, why do I
Thank
but
you.
in the back, I'm like, "Don't ever sign me up for another fight. Fuck y'all. Don't talk to me ever again. This will be the
Yeah,
last training camp I ever do with y'all. I'm never
yeah,
cut
that's
weight again." You know what I
that's the
mean?
oh, I know exactly what you mean. That's the lies your brain's telling you out of fear.
Yes.
But the things you say to yourself before you sign the contract, those are the truth. So you got to remember that throughout the fight camp. You can't just be like believing the lies because everybody goes through it at the right before after I sign the contract. You got to shut those emotions down and be like, hey, what were you thinking before you signed the contract? Get that thinking in that whatever you're saying to yourself after you sign the contract is all a lie. It's all based out of fear that you're saying that to yourself. So I started realizing that and I started, shutting it down. Shut it down. Don't let it take control because you let fear take control, it will stop you from even getting up out of bed if it gets a hold of you too much. So you gotta take that fear and use it for your advantage. And I've heard many fighters say that, like John Jones and other guys, and it's like use that fear or that fear will consume you, and it's true.
Man, that is a great point. That is a very great point. Did how long ago did you kind of like control yours to where you can just accept it all and just use it for like not being so tense and just like, man, this is what it is.
Yeah. Well, first of all, my fear got out of control. And then I had to say, hey, this isn't who I am. This has never been who I am. I'm not a guy walking around scared. Why am I acting this way? And I just had to realize this is a lie. And a lot of motivational speakers, I listen to that, and just different fighters, and everybody deals with it. Everybody's going to go through it, and like I said, it's a ton of emotions, and you just got to go through it, bro.
Bro.
And everybody's going to feel it. But yeah, I let that fear get a hold of me, and I got very scared to where I wanted to take a fight, but I was shaking. And I was
God,
just like,
dude, I
what
know what you're
the fuck's wrong with me? I don't know what's
bro.
wrong with me. And actually, it took a guy that I respected a lot, and my pastor actually,
Oh,
and he
sweet, man.
and he looked at me in the eyes and he goes, "All the years I've known you, Jordan, you and all the stories you told me, you just don't seem like a guy that's scared of much of anything."
Mm-hmm.
I was telling him how I was scared and this and that. And he just said that to me, and that just stuck with me. I was like, you know what? I'm not a guy that's scared of shit. Even if
Yeah.
I was scared of stuff, and I'd always face it with no fear, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
just didn't know what was going on with me, but I figured it out, and I overcame it. And for that, I feel 10 times stronger. Not to mention, I feel like when other guys are going through that stuff, I feel like I can recognize it and help talk them through it.
That's a
Uh,
great point as a coach too. That's a great point of view, man. I didn't even think about that from your eyes because you're seeing these guys every day go through it.
yeah, especially at a certain age. I'm seeing them like when they're like 36, 37, 30,
Yeah.
around there, they're
Yeah.
freaking out. They're like, "Man, I'm getting older. I'm not feeling the
Yeah.
same. I'm going through something." It's like around that age I see it.
Yeah.
And it's like, "Dude, I went through it. Don't worry, you're going to hit your second wind here." You're
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're just trying to keep them psyched in, like,
to
don't break on me right now, brother. You're
Yeah,
fine.
don't brother. You're lying to yourself, right? Because
Yeah,
as
dude.
soon as that fight contract got signed, you got scared. But before that fight contract got signed, you were like, "I'm gonna go beat someone's ass.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm good.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want that fight. Please give me
Yeah.
that fight." You're begging for a fight, and then you get the fight, and you're like, "Oh shit! I signed a
Yeah.
contract. I'm gonna fight."
I swear to God, it's like 2 days later it really hits. And then the week of the fight, it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, and then when you're sitting backstage ready to go out, you're like, "Never again. I'm never doing this again." And then after,
Yes.
like you said, after it, you're like, "Let's go again.
Yeah.
Sign that contract. You're going through the motions again." It's
It's
like, dude,
fucking
what the hell's
crazy.
wrong with you? So
Yeah.
I just know that's a lie when I do that, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, "Nah, bro, you wanted this fight. You begged for this fight. Let's fucking go."
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah. So.
Jordan, hey brother, I promise you, I'm not just listening. I'm not just listening to you. Like I'm hearing you. Like I'm not just like, oh, okay. I trust me, dog. That that I don't know if this helps nobody else out. It helped me out more than you truly know.
I
And
appreciate that.
nah, bro, I appreciate your wisdom, brother. I appreciate your wisdom. I got two more questions for you, dog, and we've been at 40 minutes right now, and I know you got things to do, so I'll let you go after these two questions. Have you ever had an interaction with David Feldman, and what is he like?
I've talked to him a few times. He's a cool guy, down to earth guy. He's a fighter himself, and the interactions I've had with the organization, they try to take care of the fighters. They're always trying to improve the business, and it has steadily been improving. So nothing's perfect. Even when they were
Yeah.
first starting out, it wasn't perfect, but the guy David's a real fighter, and and he sets a high standard though too. Don't get me wrong. He wants to see fucking blood and guts. So, but at the same time, he loves the sport, and he's passionate about what he does, and I got nothing but respect for the guy.
Do because everybody talks about just Dana White and like he's like the main guy, man. But from what I've been seeing about David over the years, like I said, bro, I've been watching this since like 2017. He's
Yeah,
always stayed the same, and it really does genuinely seem like he truly cares about the fighters and like y'all safety and everything. I mean, it is a brutal sport, and he'll get crunk for a knockout just like all of us. But at the end of the day, I feel like there is still a level of like he used to do it, so he understands it.
100%, 100%. I believe that. I mean, he's always respectful. He's always trying to improve just fighter relations, take care of the fighters, and he's trying to get the fighters to be respectful to his people too. But he wants his people to be respectful to the fighters, and sometimes when you get organizations, they just treat the fighters like cattle.
Man, man,
They're just, and I just can't stand it, and they're treating you like shit. It's like, bro, I'm out here, I'm about to go out here and fight. You're gonna
to the
treat me like
death.
shit. Dude, I mean, at least show me a little bit of respect, because
Mhm.
I'll fight you right now,
Yeah.
That's what
You
I'm thinking.
you
But
might be selling fights, but you ain't fighting.
Yeah, you might be selling fights, yeah, but you ain't fighting. Exactly. I'm about to fight some of the guys that I've worked for before. It's like, dude, calm yourself down, right?
Yeah, man.
But I'm a respect. Most fighters are respectful because we've been
Very,
humbled. Some of these guys
bro.
that are doing putting on the fights, they've never been humbled. They've never had a guy beat them down. So a little different. But yeah, Dave's always cool. The matchmakers are cool. Nate Shook, he's always been a big help to me, and the whole organization. They all try to do right by the fighters, and every time I've went to a show, they've tried to improve on doing right by the fighters. So, ain't nothing bad to say there.
Man, I love Bkfc, bro. I'm so glad it's around. I'm so
Me
happy that it's still
too.
a thing, man. And with Connor being behind it and like all the new sponsorships it's gotten, and like I think they sold for a lot of money. Like it doesn't look like they're leaving anytime soon. And they're getting guys like Mike Perry, Arlovsky, Rothwell, fucking Yoel Romero. Like they're getting all these big UFC
One
names
hundred
just to
percent,
hype up the sport.
100%, and the money's getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I started off, low amount, and now
Mm-hmm.
I'm at a respectable amount,
And
right?
bro, I love to hear that too, man. Genuinely, I love to hear that you said that because I didn't know. I don't want to get into the pay, don't numbers and none of that. But like, I'm just saying, like, I'm glad that it's where you can be comfortable enough to
Yeah,
where like I'm okay with fighting for that.
yeah, 100%. Well, let's just say it's more than MMA would ever pay.
Yeah,
Unless I make it to the UFC or PFL or something like that. But
yeah,
other than that, it's more than any low MMA organization will play.
bro, you're not
So
lying. You're
yeah,
not lying
by a
at
long
all.
shot.
Yeah, bro, it is.
So
It's yeah. People would be disgusted if they found out how some of these organizations are.
100%, 100%.
It'll fuck you up, man. It's a crazy game, bro.
Well,
Um,
I paid for many years just to fight.
Same. I was gonna
So
say that. Like, I remember the first time I found out I had to pay to fight. I was like, "Well, what the fuck is this for?"
yeah, one hundred
It's
percent.
just part of the fucking game, bro.
That's
Um,
that's that's it. If you pay to do it and then you get to get paid doing it, then you're living the dream,
Woo.
right?
That's what I was telling you before the show, bro. Like you might not be making a seven-figure living, but you're making a great living and you're doing what you love every day. So like
100%.
that's happiness. That's the true goal in life.
100%. Do what you love and you never work a day of your life, right?
Yeah, bro. It sounds cheesy and like whatever, but it's so true, man. And I've learned that through life so far.
For sure. For sure.
Jordan, my last question for you, my brother, before I let you out of here. Thank you so much for your time today. We're at 43 minutes, and I really appreciate this, man. Um,
No problem.
is there anybody you want to shout out or anything that you want to say before I get you out of here, bro? Or just something that you're grateful for life before we get on out of here, man?
I was just yeah, Extreme Couture, man. Best gym, one of the best gyms in the world. Um, I got all my family, my fight family is there. My family's there. My kids. I love it. So that's the biggest shout out. But God,
That's what's
God
up.
got me here. God has brought me through all these times. It doesn't matter if everything got taken away from me tomorrow. I still got God. So my life is good.
Bro, I love to hear it, dog. And I cannot wait for your next fight. Whenever you find out, brother, please keep us in touch. We'll post it as much as we can to get everybody to have eyes on this man right here. I'm telling you, people, if you're wondering where to follow this man and see more of his journey, follow him. It's gonna be scrolling by it the whole entire time at the bottom, people, at Hayes_Haymaker_Christensen. And I might have butchered the last name, brother. I'm so sorry. I'm not great with names, but
All
just
good.
read it at the bottom, people. Okay.
I appreciate it, brother. It's all good.
Nah, Jordan, you're the man, dog. Thank you so much for giving me 45 minutes of your time today. I hope nothing but the best for you, brother. And I hope to speak to you soon again, man.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, hopefully come by the gym sometime if you're ever in town.
Hey, come on, baby. I'm always down to go to Vegas. I just need a reason, brother. I just
Let's
need a
go.
reason. Jordan, you're the man, brother. We're out of here, people. Make sure to follow the homie over here. We're out.
Peace, brother.